So I would actually be more than happy to answer this. On the video I'm replying from, I had mentioned the fact that Reiki is a closed practice. To a lot of people on this app, that seems to be new information. Each time I bring up the fact that Reiki is a closed practice, there's a lot of shock and confusion that centers it. And that has a lot to do with the 2020-2021 love and light era, the mainstream media, toxic positivity, whitewashing culture. And unfortunately, the practice of Reiki was a huge target for this mainstream media movement. And as much as it's amazing to hear that spirituality, witchcraft, all of those sorts are becoming more mainstream and they're becoming more accessible when it comes to information and more accepted, mainstream media, just like in politics, just like in Hollywood or anywhere else, is exaggerated. And not only that, but often disrespected and watered down and full of misinformation. And this love and light mainstream movement really has a firm grip on the practice of Reiki. And it's wonderful that a lot of people want to get into Reiki. Anyone who wants to be a Reiki practitioner, I recommend it and encourage it. The point of Reiki, and one of the morals that you find within the storytelling of Reiki and Reiki's history, is trying to grow the community, grow the practice, get more people to talk about it, get more people to practice it. As long as it's done correctly and as long as it's done respectfully. And like I said, it was severely watered down in these mainstream media spirituality movements. So for total clarity, Reiki is a closed practice, which means that it requires initiation in order to be a part of this practice. You cannot just decide to do Reiki and then just do it. You have to be initiated. Not only that, but your initiation has to come from another Reiki practitioner in which is in direct descendant from the lineage that traces all the way back to the original master, which would be Dr. Usui. In order to be initiated into Reiki, you have to be initiated by a master, which I don't technically like that terminology. I prefer practitioner, but because of the way that the levels are set up, master teacher level is the way that it's described. And like I said, this master has to be a direct descendant by another Reiki practitioner who is in the lineage the lineage of initiation that dates all the way back to the original master, because you can only be initiated by a master. You can only be attuned by a master. So the original practice started with Dr. Usui, and he was the original master that initiated other masters, and then they initiate other practitioners, and so on and so forth. If you're able to trace your lineage all the way back to the original master, then you are initiated properly. If you are not able to do that, or you are not attuned at all by a master, but even more specifically, you can't trace your lineage all the way back to the OG, then you were not properly initiated. It requires not just initiation, but that direct, precise initiation and attunement. Reiki is welcome to anyone who wishes to practice it. Just make sure that you're doing it respectfully. And remember that the most important thing when it comes to closed practices is respect and honoring the closed practice for what it is.